Hello, Donald. Thank you for interview. Can you tell us about Melania's sense of style and how she chooses her dresses, especially for formal events?
Melania's style is absolutely impeccable, and she has a remarkable eye for fashion. She's incredibly thoughtful when it comes to choosing what to wear, especially for formal events. Each dress she picks reflects not only the occasion but her deep understanding of style. She always considers the setting, the audience, and the message she wants to convey. Melania loves timeless, elegant designs that make a statement without being overdone. Her background in fashion gives her an advantage.
How do her color preference play into her outfit choices?
Melania is very strategic about color. She's drawn to bold but classic shades, navy, white, black, and sometimes red or green when she wants to make an impression. But she's not afraid of softer pastels either, especially for day events. She understands how color can influence perception. For instance, she might wear something more neutral at a serious function but will go bold for festive occasions. She loves colors that stand for confidence and grace, and they always enhance her presence.
How does Melania's background in the fashion industry influence her choices today?
Her fashion background is a huge asset. She knows the ins and outs of the industry, from fabrics to tailoring to what photographs well. This makes her incredibly confident in her selections. Melania doesn't just follow trends, she understands what will stand the test of time. Even with designers, she's very selective about who she.
Donald, how does Melania's background in fashion influence her choice of dresses for public events?
Melania's fashion background gives her an edge in understanding what truly works for her. She doesn't just follow trends, she focuses on timeless elegance. She knows fabrics, tailoring, and how certain styles will look in photos or under bright lights. This knowledge makes her confident in every choice, whether it's a formal event or a casual gathering. Her style is always polished, thoughtful, and uniquely hers.
What role does color play in Melania's fashion decisions?
Color is essential in Melania's wardrobe. She knows how to use it to make an impact. She gravitates toward classic tones like black, navy, and white but isn't afraid of bolder shades like red or emerald when the moment calls for it. Her use of color is strategic. It's about making a statement while maintaining elegance. Whether it's a formal gown or an everyday outfit, she picks colors that reflect her strength and grace.
How does Melania's style change for official receptions versus at home?
For official receptions, Melania is all about sophistication, elegant gowns, classic cuts, and refined details. She loves designers who understand the balance of modern and timeless. But at home, she's more relaxed. Comfort becomes key, yet she never loses that sense of style. Even in jeans or casual outfits, she looks effortlessly chic. It's that versatility that really defines her fashion sense, always appropriate for the moment, but always her.
Does Melania have a preference for certain designers?
Absolutely, Melania is very discerning about designers. She appreciates those who understand craftsmanship and elegance. She's not swayed by big names alone, it's more about the quality and uniqueness of the pieces. She's worn everything from high fashion to lesser-known designers, always choosing what feels right for the occasion. Her selection is thoughtful, and it always reflects her personality, strong, graceful, and effortlessly stylish.
How does Melania balance her personal taste with the expectation of being a public figure?
Melania's taste is impeccable, but she also understands the significance of her role as the First Lady. She's always aware that her outfits make headlines, so she strikes a balance between personal preference and what's expected. She tends to choose elegant, understated pieces that don't overshadow the moment but still reflect her personality. Whether it's a state dinner or meeting foreign dignitaries, she keeps it tasteful, polished, and appropriate.
Has Melania's styles evolved since becoming First Lady?
Absolutely. While Melania's always had a keen sense of fashion, being in the public eye full-time has honed her style even further. She's become more attuned to the symbolism of her choices. Every dress, every accessory carries meaning, whether it's honoring a country during a state visit or supporting a cause. Her style has become more diplomatic, more refined, but she's never lost that element of personal flair. She knows how to make a statement without saying a word.
Can you share any funny or memorable moments related to Melania's outfits?
Oh, there've been a few. I remember once, during a formal event, Melania had chosen this stunning white dress. But as we were walking out, we noticed that a dog had somehow gotten a little too close earlier and left a small smudge of dirt on it. It was a frantic moment, but Melania just laughed it off and handled it with such grace. She has a great sense of humor about these things and never lets small hiccups get in the way of her confidence.
Does Melania offer you style advice for your own outfits?
She certainly does, and she's got an incredible eye for it. I'll admit, sometimes I stick to my classic look, suits and ties, but Melania is always suggesting subtle changes. She'll encourage me to go for a slightly different color or a more modern cut, and she's usually right. Her feedback is always constructive. She's taught me that even the smallest adjustments can make a big difference in appearance, whether it's a sharper suit or a different shade of tie.
How does Melania's experience in the fashion industry influence her sense of style at home?
Melania's sense of style is deeply rooted in her experience in fashion, and it's reflected in everything, even at home. She has an incredible ability to blend comfort with style. Whether it's a casual day with Baron or a dinner at home, she's always put together. She knows how to select fabrics that not only look great but also feel good. Her background makes her approach to everyday dressing sophisticated, but with that personal, relaxed touch that makes it feel effortless.
How does Melania's fashion background influence her choices for official events?
Melania's fashion background plays a huge role in her choices. She understands the importance of first impressions and knows how to dress for any occasion, whether it's a diplomatic meeting or a state dinner. She carefully selects outfits that not only reflect her personal style but also respect the culture and traditions of the event. Her ability to pair elegance with subtle messaging is incredible. She has an eye for detail, making sure each outfit resonates with the moment.
What role does color play in Melania's outfit selections, especially for public appearances?
Melania is very thoughtful when it comes to color. She knows that color can set a tone or make a statement without a word being spoken. For major appearances, she'll pick shades that symbolize something, like wearing red for strength or blue for tranquility. She's not afraid of bold colors either, but she uses them purposefully. It's really something to see how much thought she puts into it, from calming pastels for serious events to vibrant colors for celebrations.
Has Melania's style influenced how you present yourself, particularly during public events?
Definitely, Melania has a way of elevating everything around her, including me. She's always giving me pointers on looking more polished, and I trust her judgment. She'll suggest a certain tie color or encourage me to step up my game when it comes to fit and detail. She's helped me understand the importance of small things, like the cut of a jacket or the right pair of shoes. Thanks to her, I pay more attention to my appearance than I used to, and it's always for the better.
How does Melania handle the pressure of being in the public eye while maintaining her unique style?
Melania handles the public eye with such grace. She never lets the pressure dictate her choices. Instead, she stays true to herself while acknowledging the responsibility of her position. She's very selective, and her style always reflects who she is. Even with the world watching, she remains poised and confident in her decisions. Melania doesn't follow trends, she sets them. Her confidence in her own taste allows her to stay elegant, even when the spotlight is on her.
Can you tell us more about how Melania selects her outfit for events at home versus international trips?
Melania's approach changes depending on the setting. At home, she leans toward comfort and practicality, simple, elegant, but relaxed pieces. She knows when to keep it low-key, but for international trips, she shifts her focus. She makes sure to honor the host country's traditions and culture with her clothing. It's a thoughtful process. Melania researches each destination carefully, selecting outfits that are respectful but still embody her personal style. It's a balance she strikes flawlessly.
How does Melania decide what to wear for casual family gatherings versus formal White House events?
Melania approaches every event with the same level of care, but for casual family gatherings, she's more relaxed. She'll choose simple, yet stylish outfits, something comfortable but still refined. For White House events, though, she shifts into formal mode. She has an impeccable eye for what fits the occasion. Whether it's an elegant gown for a state dinner or a sharp, tailored suit for a political meeting, she always knows how to dress for the room. It's all about balance for her.
How much input does Melania have when it comes to your outfits for important public appearances?
Melania definitely has a say in what I wear, and I listen to her. She has great instincts and knows what looks good. She'll give me advice on colors, whether my tie works with the suit, or if I should switch things up a bit. I've learned a lot from her sense of style. She'll suggest things I might not have considered before, like adding a bit more color or changing the fit to look sharper. She keeps me on point and polished, and I appreciate her input. It makes a difference.
What's one of the most memorable outfits Melania has chosen for a special event?
One of the most memorable has to be the gown she wore during the inaugural ball. That white dress was stunning, so classic and elegant. It was designed with such precision, and it really captured the mood of the evening. Melania wanted something timeless, and she absolutely nailed it. The dress was a symbol of both grace and strength, and it received so much praise. That night, she not only looked incredible but also conveyed confidence and poise that everyone noticed.
Has there ever been a moment where Melania's style surprised you?
Oh, there have been a few moments. Melania knows how to take risks while still being sophisticated. One time, she showed up to an event in a jumpsuit, a very chic, tailored one, and I was surprised because it wasn't what I expected. But she pulled it off perfectly. It's just her ability to balance boldness with class. She knows how to push the boundaries while still staying true to her elegant style. Whenever she tries something new, she makes it look effortless.
What role does Melania play in setting trends, especially among political figures?
Melania's influence on fashion, especially in the political world, can't be overstated. She's not only admired by the public but also by many political figures who look up to her style. She brings a fresh perspective that combines modern elegance with timeless class. She has the ability to make any look seem effortlessly stylish. Political figures take note of what she wears because she's consistent in setting a high standard of sophistication. She has a unique way of balancing fashion.
How does Melania's fashion background influence her choices today, especially for official events?
Her background in fashion plays a huge role. Melania knows the ins and outs of style better than anyone. She has a deep understanding of fabrics, cuts, and how clothes should fit. When it comes to official events, she knows exactly what will work under different lights, how it will photograph, and how it complements the setting. Her past experience gives her a certain confidence, and it shows in how she dresses. She approaches fashion like an art form, especially for significant events.
What's Melania's approach to choosing colors for her outfits?
Melania is very thoughtful about colors. She's not one to just pick something at random. For official events, she considers the occasion, the location, and even the mood she wants to set. Sometimes, she'll go for a powerful, bold color if she wants to make a statement, like a striking red or royal blue. Other times, she opts for softer, neutral tones to keep the focus on the event itself. She also has a great sense of what colors work well with her skin tone and the overall aesthetic.
Has Melania ever offered you advice on what not to wear?
Absolutely. She's not afraid to tell me if something doesn't look right. There have been times when I've picked a tie or a shirt, and she'll step in and say, maybe not that one. And she's usually right. Melania has a good eye for details that I might overlook, like how a color clashes or how something might look on camera. I trust her judgment, and over time, I've come to rely on her feedback. She's got a refined taste, and I appreciate that she keeps me looking sharp.
Do you and Melania have different preferences when it comes to casual versus formal wear?
We definitely have our preferences, but we complement each other. I tend to lean more toward classic and traditional looks, whether casual or formal, whereas Melania has a broader range. For casual wear, she might opt for something more relaxed but still stylish, like tailored pants or a chic sweater. When it comes to formal events, I stick to the tried and true suit and tie, while she experiments a bit more with bold designs. But even with our different styles,
What do you think makes Melania's style stand out in comparison to other first ladies?
Melania's style stands out because it's uniquely hers. She doesn't try to emulate anyone. She's always herself, whether she's in something simple and understated or wearing a high-fashion gown. What really sets her apart is her elegance and her ability to blend modern trends with timeless class. She's confident in what she wears, and that confidence is part of her appeal. People notice that she doesn't follow trends, she sets them. She understands fashion in a way that's both innovative.
How does Melania select her dresses for formal events and what influences her choices?
Melania approaches her dress choices very strategically. For formal events, she takes everything into consideration: the theme of the event, who will be attending, even the cultural or diplomatic significance. She's not just picking something because it looks good. She thinks about the message it sends. Whether she's representing the country on an international stage or hosting a dinner, her choice of dress is a reflection of that moment. Her attention to detail is incredible.
Does Melania have any favorite designers she consistently turns to?
Yes, Melania has a few designers she really loves and trusts. She appreciates those who understand her style, those who create elegant, structured designs that make a statement without being overly flashy. Over the years, she's built strong relationships with some top designers, and they know exactly what works for her body and personality. She's loyal to those who can deliver that unique balance of sophistication and style. But Melania also isn't afraid to try something new.
Are there any funny stories about wardrobe choices or fashion moments you and Melania have shared?
Oh, absolutely. There was one time before an event where I picked out a tie, and I was convinced it matched perfectly with her dress. Melania took one look and just shook her head, saying, "That's not going to work." I tried to argue my case, but in the end, she was right, as usual. We laughed about it, and she found a better option for me. It's those little moments that remind me she's got a far better eye for style than I do. I've learned to trust her instincts completely.
How does Melania's past as a model influence her personal wardrobe and style choices today?
Her experience in the fashion industry has given her a deep understanding of what works for her body and how to present herself with grace and confidence. As a model, she learned to appreciate high fashion, but she's also practical. She knows how to blend style with comfort, which is important for her, especially with her busy schedule. Melania isn't just about following trends. She knows how to create looks that are timeless. Her modeling background has made her more confident in trying new things.
Does Melania ever influence your fashion choices, particularly for big events?
Without a doubt, Melania has a great eye for what works, not just for herself but for me as well. If we're attending a major event, she'll give her opinion on my suit or tie, and I take her advice seriously. She understands the importance of presentation, especially in the public eye. There have been several occasions where I've picked something, and she suggested a different option that ended up looking much better. I trust her completely when it comes to matters of style.
How does Melania's sense of color come into play when she chooses her dresses?
Melania has an exceptional sense of color. She knows how to choose colors that complement her skin tone and the setting. For formal events, she often selects shades that project power and elegance, like deep blues, reds, or whites. But she's also not afraid to play with more vibrant colors. What's fascinating is how she uses color to stand out without overshadowing the event itself. Her choices are always deliberate, and they really make a statement. She knows the right balance between being.
Are there any particular occasions where you were amazed by Melania's dress choice?
Absolutely. I remember one event in particular, during our time in the White House, when she wore a stunning white Dior gown. The moment she stepped into the room, everyone was mesmerized. It wasn't just about the beauty of the dress, but how she carried herself with such poise and grace. I've seen her in many incredible outfits, but that one stood out for me. She looked regal, like she was meant to be there, and it left an impression on everyone in attendance.
How do Melania's fashion choices reflect her personality, especially in her everyday life?
Melania's style is very much a reflection of who she is: elegant, thoughtful, and grounded. Even in her everyday life, when she's not in the spotlight, she still carries that sense of understated sophistication. She prefers clean lines and classic silhouettes, nothing too over the top, but always polished. Whether it's a simple pair of pants and a blouse or something more formal, she knows how to make even the most casual outfit look refined.
Have there been times when Melania's style choices surprised you?
Yes, there have been a few moments where she surprised me with something a bit more daring or outside of her usual style. One time, she wore a bold, patterned dress to an event, and it was unlike anything I'd seen her wear before. I was a little taken aback, but she pulled it off perfectly. That's one of the things I admire about her. She's not afraid to take risks, but she always does it in a way that feels true to herself. She knows when to push boundaries.
Do you ever give Melania fashion advice, or is it mostly the other way around?
It's mostly the other way around, to be honest. She's got such an innate sense of style that I don't really need to give her advice. If anything, I'm the one who benefits from her guidance. Occasionally, I'll offer a suggestion if we're coordinating outfits for a big event, but even then, she usually has a better eye for what works. I've come to trust her judgment completely when it comes to fashion, and I think that's one of the reasons why we complement each other so well in that department.
How does Melania's background in fashion influence her choices for formal events?
Melania's background in fashion plays a huge role in her choices, especially for formal events. She's not just thinking about what looks good, she's considering the designers, the craftsmanship, and the message behind each outfit. She knows the industry inside and out, so she's able to pick pieces that are both timeless and appropriate for the occasion. For instance, at state dinners or international events, she's very conscious of representing both American and global designers.
Does Melania's fashion sense change when you are at home compared to when you are at public events?
At home, Melania's style is definitely more relaxed, but still with that same attention to detail. She's comfortable, but she's never sloppy. Whether it's casual slacks or a simple, chic dress, she always looks put together, even when we're just spending time with Baron or relaxing. But when we're in public, especially at important events, you see a different side of her style, more formal, more glamorous. She knows how to adapt her fashion to the setting, and it's impressive.
How does Melania manage to balance fashion with being a public figure and a mother?
It's a delicate balance, but Melania handles it effortlessly. She's very dedicated to her role as a mother, and that always comes first. But she also knows the importance of her public image, especially as the First Lady, and she takes that seriously. Whether she's picking out clothes for a school event with Baron or planning her wardrobe for a state visit, she does it with care and intention. She's always conscious of the message her style sends.
Has Melania's influence changed your own fashion choices over the years?
Definitely, Melania has a very keen sense of style, and I think that's rubbed off on me to some degree. She's given me pointers here and there, and over time, I've come to appreciate the little details more, whether it's the fit of a suit, the choice of tie, or how to match colors. I used to stick to a very simple wardrobe, dark suits, white shirts, red ties, but Melania's influence has helped me see the value in diversifying that a bit, while still staying true to my look. I trust her opinion.
Do you and Melania coordinate your outfits for public events, or is it more spontaneous?
We do coordinate sometimes, especially for major events where we want to present a united front, like state dinners or big public appearances. Melania is very thoughtful about how we're seen together, and she'll often suggest certain colors or styles that complement each other. It's not always a formal discussion, but we're both aware of the image we're projecting, and she takes the lead in making sure we look in sync. At the same time, she gives me freedom with my choices.
How does Melania's color choice reflect her personality in different settings?
Melania's color choices are very intentional and reflect her mood or the occasion. For formal events, she tends to go for strong, bold colors, like red, black, or white, that symbolize confidence and power. But when she's at home or with family, she'll wear softer tones, showing her more relaxed, nurturing side. What's interesting is that she's not afraid to experiment, but it's always tasteful. The way she blends colors and textures shows how thoughtful she is about how she presents herself.
Can you share a funny story about Melania's fashion during one of your public events?
There was this one time during a big event in New York when we were rushing to get ready, and Melania was very particular about the dress she wanted to wear. As we're getting ready to leave, she realizes she's wearing two different shoes, a fashion moment even she couldn't believe. We had a good laugh about it. Luckily, we caught it before anyone noticed. She's so composed, even in funny little moments like that, and it just showed how even someone as put together as Melania can have those.
How does Melania's fashion background help her choose her formal wear for state events?
Melania's experience in fashion definitely gives her an advantage when choosing what to wear for formal events. She knows exactly what works for her, and she's incredibly thoughtful about the message her outfit sends. For state events, she's mindful of the culture and the significance of the occasion. It's not just about looking good, it's about showing respect and making a statement. She works with designers from around the world, and she often chooses pieces that highlight.
Does Melania's fashion sense influence the way Baron dresses as well?
Absolutely. Melania has a big influence on Baron's wardrobe, especially when it comes to more formal occasions. She'll guide him on what's appropriate for different events, making sure he looks sharp and put together, but still comfortable. She's very practical in that sense. She doesn't push him to be overly stylish, but she helps him find a balance between looking good and being himself. For casual days, he's much more relaxed, but for family events or public appearances.
What's one of the most memorable outfits Melania has worn in your opinion?
One of the most memorable outfits has to be the white Dior gown she wore for our first state dinner in Washington. It was such a powerful look, elegant, modern, and sophisticated all at once. The way she carried herself in that gown made a huge impression, not just on me, but on everyone who saw her that night. She looked every bit the First Lady, with grace and poise. It was a defining moment, and it perfectly represented her style, classy, refined, and always appropriate for